Fall cheapies that every man should own. That's the title of today's video, thereabouts. What's up everyone, Tommy with Studio Sense here. These are 10 fragrances, guys, that you probably already have experience with, but I'm betting that many of you out there are just tuning in to my channel for the first time or just getting into fragrances for the first time. And you're kind of wanting recommendations for what to wear this time of year. And this is my favorite time of year because you can actually feature a ton of different spices and variations in aroma that everyone can enjoy. And these 10 fragrances will do just that at a very, very minimal cost and price. And that's why I say every man should own these 10. So I've got that and more coming up, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back everyone to 10 fall cheapies that every man should own. And I'm not kidding, I think everybody should own these. You probably own, if not all of these, then several of them, because these are what you could say are tried and true fragrances for the fall season. They've been around for a while, long enough for people to get experience with them and make recommendations to their friends, family, aficionados, to the fragrance community, watch YouTube videos about them. So let's go ahead and jump in so we can get to these recommendations. The first one is an absolutely ridiculous idea in the form of a commercial, but the fragrance itself is actually really good. It's called Philip Plein No Limits. It's like the idea of a credit card with no limit on it that you can spend on anything. But thankfully, you're not going to need a credit card with no limit on it to buy this, because this fragrance is actually under 50 bucks. Now, if you actually look at the formula for this fragrance, it would cause you to scratch your head and think, what direction was this guy wanting to go in? Because there's literally a little bit of everything, from leather to dark chocolate to resins to fruits, so pretty much everything. But what it ended up being is a really nice, kind of heavy, kind of musky, leather-oriented fragrance for fall or the cold weather season. So this is a really great one to have, especially if you like leather. It's got kind of a badass vibe to it, and Alberto Maria is actually the perfumer who has made many iconic fragrances. So if you haven't checked out Philip Plein's No Limits, I would say bypass the commercial and go straight to the fragrance. Next up is a fragrance by the brand Lalique, and in fact this video could be called Get the Best of Fall Fragrances from Lalique, because I'm featuring several of them from this brand simply because they make really high quality fragrances at a very low cost. In fact, many people use the term niche-like quality referencing Lalique fragrances, and this next fragrance is similar in a way to like Givenchy Gentleman Only Absolute and even Bulgari Man in Black. This is one of those musky, spicy fall fragrances similar to those, and it is Lalique White and Black. Incense, elemi, tolu balm, ambroxan, and vanilla, along with some other notes, make this a fantastic fall favorite cheapie, because you're gonna pay under 45 bucks for Lalique White and Black. You know, you've heard that phrase, just be your authentic self. Well, Abercrombie & Fitch agrees, because Authentic Night is one of their better fragrances for the fall season and for nighttime, for date nights, all of the above, because it's just a really spicy apple, rhubarb, tonka, vanilla, leather, and ambroxan. It sounds like I'm talking about white and black. There are some similarities, although this goes in a bit more of a kind of a leather-esque, seductive, alluring, whereas white and black is more of a daytime, everyday wear. This is a perfect fall fragrance I think every guy should own for those night times and date night occasions. Authentic Night Man by Abercrombie & Fitch. This next fragrance is a delectable, luscious, gourmand favorite of mine. Very inexpensive in the Uomo line by Salvatore Ferragamo. It is the titular Uomo. Uomo is just a great tiramisu, vanillic kind of fragrance. Now, if you first spray this on and smell it, don't judge it by that, because it is really sweet when you first spray it on. It seems like over sweet. That's just the power behind the aroma. That sweetness does go away, and in its place is this wonderful tiramisu, vanillic kind of long-lasting fragrance. Now, as a gourmand, this isn't necessarily a beast or a powerhouse, but it does last a good average 6-7 hours, which is great for fall and fantastic for under 40 bucks. Salvatore Ferragamo's Uomo. And what would a fall cheapie lineup be without a coffee-oriented fragrance? This one is relatively new, although the DNA has been around for a little while. It is by Rocus. It is Rocus Man Intense. The shape that everyone knows, if you're an aficionado of fragrance at all, is Rocus Man. This fragrance has an interesting kind of vibe, but it's definitely coffee-esque. And if you like coffee-oriented light gourmand fragrances, you have to try this one out. Primarily where it finds itself is in this cappuccino, cedarwood, vanilla kind of territory. And this one is decently long-lasting for a coffee-based fragrance and one of the best light gourmand fragrances, the most accessible in the price range that it finds itself. You can get Rocus Man Intense for under $40. Very well worth it. Next up in my fall cheapies that every man should own, or at the very least try, is one by Mont Blanc. It is in the Legend series or line. It's Mont Blanc Legend Night. Legend Night continues that leather-oriented kind of everyday wear fragrance aroma and type, but it adds some additional spices to it to make it more appropriate for fall. It still has that masculine quality and bearing about it that also makes it decent for date nights as well. So it adds that versatility in there, and you can purchase a full 100 ml bottle for under $50. Very well worth it. Mont Blanc Legend Night. I'm going to feature yet another Lalique fragrance, and guys, this one is a must-own, not only for the fall season, because I think that's the niche for this particular fragrance. You can wear it anytime. With the exception of maybe date nights. This isn't going to be one that women are going to flock to, but it is going to raise a lot of eyebrows, and not in a negative way either. It's Lalique Encre Noir, the very inky, vetiver-esque kind of fragrance. If you like or know about vetiver as a fragrant note, which is typically a grassy green, dry kind of note, there are different ways that vetiver can go, and this is the dark, inky, earthy vetiver. This is the vetiver that's perfect for the fall weather because it is a bit heavier, a bit more musky, and it will punch through layers of clothing pretty decently, and it boasts decent performance. And guys, check this out. This one clocks in as the least expensive cheapie in this list at under $25. Smells like an expensive fragrance though, and you definitely won't regret it. Lalique Encre Noir. Besides trees changing color and those leaves falling off said trees, some of the other fall imagery, apple trees and apples being stored in crates. And the smell of that is a very autumnal, nostalgic kind of smell. And few cheapies do it better than Tommy Hilfiger Impact Intense. This has a similar fresh red apple note as does Coral Fantasy, Armani Code Absolute. But in this case, it combines it with a deep woody note that makes it extremely wearable. Smells fantastic, and one of the best cheapies Hilfiger's released in recent years. Impact Intense can be yours for less than $50. It disappeared for a while from discounters, now it's back and worth the price of admission. Our next fall cheapie falls in the same category as Paco Rabanne's 1 Million, except it's much less expensive. It doesn't smell exactly like that. It's just in a kind of in the same wheelhouse. It's by Alfred Dunhill. It's Dunhill Desire Bronze. This one is extremely spicy, sweet, and vanillic. It's got teakwood, rose, lemon, neroli, musk, and of course vanilla in the base that brings everything together. I actually surprised myself how much I enjoy this. You can get Dunhill Desire Bronze for under $40, I believe, and it's another one that's definitely worth owning. All right, guys, our 10th fall cheapie that I think every man should own, or everyone should own. I kind of saved the best for last. Now, this came out and it disappeared off the scene because of everyone wanted it, bought it. There is apparently a stock of this. It's yet another Lalique fragrance. I know I've featured them quite a bit. It is Lalique Ombre Noir, a boozy, musky, light tobacco fragrance that just lasts and lasts. And guys, this one will pull compliments. It's a fantastic fall fragrance. It's a great winter fragrance, but I think fall is its best kind of period or genre because of the combination of notes. Now this opens with a bit of peppermint, fig, and bergamot, and the heart is where you get that tobacco along with some spicy notes like cinnamon. It rests on a base of cedarwood, cognac, myrrh, and tonka bean. And of course that boozy comes from the combination of cognac and It's slightly altered by that tobacco note in a way that is extremely pleasant to the nose. And guys, this one is a must own. Grab it while you can because they do disappear, it seems, relatively quickly because of the quality of the fragrance. And again, typical to Lalique, it is a niche-like fragrance at a designer price. However, due to the demand and the popularity of this, it has raised the price just a bit, and it is a bit more expensive than any in this list, clocking in at around $62, but still, it's under 65 bucks. Extremely well worth it because it smells like you're getting something that's you paid hundreds of dollars for. Lalique Ombre Noir. Well guys, that's a wrap on my 10 fall cheapies that I think every man or everyone should own. They're just such great quality fragrances and they really cover a multiplicity of scenarios and situations. You can pretty much wear them at any time during the fall season and you will truly enjoy them, and the people that smell them on you will really enjoy them. But which is your favorite? Let everyone know in the comments below what your experience has been like with each of these, or which one is your favorite. Or if there's one that I missed that's not in this list, let us know which one that is as well. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in today. As always, thank you so much for your continued support on my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video review.